Hello, hello, everyone. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Just getting set up. We're about to get started. Got a couple more minutes. We got people here early. Oh my gosh, got lots of people. Shout out to Jasmine and Robert and Mimi and Paulette. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Everyone is muted when you enter. Perfect, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We got another host, Robert.
Hello.
Can we hear? Oh, we can hear you.
I know.
We can't see you.
I
Okay,
know.
I'm putting all the settings together. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hold on, let's just fix a few things. All right, hello, welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so we are live streaming this on YouTube. This is such an honor to have this opportunity. We have over 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube, but this is giving you guys a admission. We are just letting you in on our mastermind. This is a private mastermind that call that we do, but there's lots of you guys that can actually see this on YouTube and learn what we are doing in our business with the coronavirus and with this crisis, with the kind of down economy that we have. There's some great opportunities here, and we want to talk about them. We want to talk about what you should be doing, and we're going to be masterminding on how to make sure we use this to benefit ourselves. So this is definitely how to make money. We're going to be talking about making money during crisis. Okay, so this is like a crisis type of time. This is a down economy, but not for us. This is when we make money. Like, so, yes, it's crisis stuff. Yes, it's some things going on, but we got a lot of opportunity, and we want to talk about and tell you what you do during this time. We want everyone to know that. Bob, can you hear?
Oh yeah, I'm good to go, baby.
Okay, you got your notes
I'm
there
here.
in
Got
sunny
my notes
Florida.
here.
Yes. Welcome, welcome. So we have a lot of people, like I said, watching this live on YouTube. So this is going to be live streamed. Welcome, everyone. I'm Noelle Randall, mentor, real estate entrepreneur, very successful in that, acquired millions of dollars in real estate, and now am coaching and mentoring in this business and still doing it, still have my properties, and also teaching people how to take their business to the next level. So this is a mastermind. This is something special where we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about what you really should be doing, the exact things, not, airy fairy, but we're getting down to the brass nuts. What are we going to be doing during this time? So, this is how to make money, how to position yourself, the exact tasks that you should be doing to be making money during this coronavirus, during the crisis situation, during a recession, when things are going down, you still make money. Okay, this is why, and this is what we're talking about. This is why we mastermind. This is your opportunity. Never think, oh, this is a recession. Oh, sucks. No, you make good money during recessions. There's a lot of us that have been actually pretty praying. I won't say praying, but kind of like, can't wait for the next bad thing to kind of happen or whatever, for people to overreact and panic and do things they probably shouldn't do, and allow me to make a lot of money in the process. I mean, I acquired over 40 properties, not necessarily doing anything hard, but just helping out people that were overreacting to the market. They really were giving up stuff and assets that they probably shouldn't have given up. They gave them up to me because they were overreacting to the market. And so we want to talk to you about what you should be doing in times like this, in times of crisis or down economies. And welcome everyone on YouTube watching this live stream. This is very, very exciting stuff. So, Bob.
Yo, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm alive and kicking. Yoo!
All right, my man. Let's talk to tell them what you've been up to. First, give an introduction. Obviously, this is a mastermind, so we have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners on this call that we're going to be talking to directly. But we also have an audience on Facebook. So just go ahead and introduce yourself, successful entrepreneur / partner.
Absolutely. Well, I've got a number of companies that I run. One is a celebrity endorsement firm. That's a Celebrity Network Seat Shop. We're connected with thousands of celebrities in the sports, music, TV, and film space. Done probably 600 different separate endorsement engagements over the last 10 years. Probably reached out to over 1 billion people. That's one company. Also, a chairman of a company that's involved in the crypto currency space, digital marketing space. I'm involved with New Res, which is fantastic. So that's what I'm doing, man. Oh, and I just I started another company. We just did a really good recording today. We called it 21 days, scratch in 21 days to $40,000. So I started a company in the hand sanitizer space and mask space. It's going nuts. I've used celebrities for that. It's anyway, you're right, Noelle. If you get out of the blocks now, so many people are shrinking back. They're frozen. I call it frozen.
Yeah.
It's like a deer with the headlights, Whoa! And virtually probably 95% of the US population, if not the world population, is frozen in place. So you could shoot out so far ahead right now. It's unbelievable.
So true. So true. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive deep on this call. We're going to kind of get to the nitty gritty of what you should be doing, how you actually make money during these times, the activities that you should be doing. Not again, you should, you could, you should. No, this is what you should actually be doing. These are the things. Okay. So this is pull out your pen and your paper. This is going to be the most valuable thing that you could hear. You're actually hearing from two very highly successful, not bragging or saying or tooting any horns, but two very successful entrepreneurs that make 7 and 8 figures in their business and have run and sold businesses for numerous millions. So this is how we give back. This is what we do with our time.
That's right.
So this is what we get to do. We get to have a carefree life and kind of talk to you guys. So this is actually fun for us. So I actually enjoy this quite a bit. I know Bob does too, because what else is there to do in life but share? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I start? Can I start my little thing?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So
You have
listen,
the floor.
I liken this, what I'm going to talk about here, to a runner who's like so much better than the other runners, like in a marathon or in a 5,000 meters. So I work with sports guys and girls, and a runner who's really really good needs to know how to keep way ahead and spreading their lead. Okay, so right now, as I said, about 95%, maybe more of the population is frozen in place right now. That's your competition. Your competition right now, whether you're involved with the B&B Riches, Airbnb, or anything else, your competitors in most cases are frozen. So this is when you want to get a insurmountable lead. You right now have the ability to have an insurmountable lead where they will never catch up. I'm kind of one of those guys. I don't like a close game. One of the things I do is in my life is I'm a big sponsor of a private a high school football team. That's a private school. It's a small school, small, and I mean small. I just want to give you this little story, this little anecdote. I don't like close games. So I'm the sponsor of this team. And we have players coming from all over the world to play on our high school football team. We are so good that last year we had 300 college coaches come to our school to look at our high school players. I'm talking Clemson, Alabama, Penn State, Michigan, Florida, FSU. We had over 300 college scholarship offers given to our players. And we're like 239th ranked in the nation, and we have a school that's less than 500 kids. Okay? So I like to win big, and I'm going to give you the secret, and it is a secret to getting a lead and making it grow, and it's called accountability. And you're going, whoa, wait, accountability? Well, here's what I mean by that. If you run your business, if you're the owner of your business, who is making you accountable? Do you have somebody above you that's, kind of paddling your butt when you go slow? Well, maybe, maybe not. Okay. But here's the surefire way to make yourself accountable. And as you build your business, you can make others accountable. Because the one thing that wrecks accountability is PR, public relations. Somebody saying, "Oh yeah, we're doing good, all good, everything's going good," and you buy it. Or yep, everything's rolling here. You know, I got this and this. You know how you don't buy it? You staticize the key functions of your business. Now I'm going to give you an example. Noelle, is it okay? I can talk about B&B Riches as an example. Is that
Oh,
a good?
yes. Great
Okay, good.
example.
So here we go. We've got a company where we have an opportunity where people can get involved with short-term rental involving Airbnb. Without getting into the whole story, the whole point is if you have an apartment that's $1,200 and you're doing long-term rental, you're going to make about $300 profit a month if it's occupied. If you take the long-term guy out and then put short-term people in, believe it or not, I'm not going to get into the nauseating details, but you can make $2,500 to $3,000 a month. That's a lot of money. Okay. And one of our techniques is for our people to basically go out and touch people who have apartments or houses that are furnished, right? Furnished, who can't rent them. They've been out for 20, 30 days, 70 days, 90 days, 100 days, and they can't rent them. And it's worse now. Okay. So good. So what we're talking about is having people go out, contact those people, tell them about an opportunity where they can make more than they're asking, get them to sign an agreement, then fill the property, then collect the money, and then give them their cut. If you do those simple things, you win. So this is a simple business. So here's what I mean about accountability. You take those actions and you staticize them daily, weekly, monthly. Example. Okay, there you go. First step, you got to call people. You have to pick up a phone and call people. That's your first statistic. How many calls do you do a day? How many calls do you do a week? And how many calls do you do a month? But you should do it weekly, fine enough for now, okay? And it's not calls as in calls out, it's calls as somebody else picks up the phone, okay? All right, so don't cheat. So the first step is you got to call people. The second step in the process is you have to send them out an agreement, right? Agreements out. That's the second step. Then the third step is you've got to close them. They have to sign the document. Okay. What's the fourth step? You got to book the deal, right? You got to book it using Airbnb. You got to get somebody in the property. The fifth step is good. Person's in the property. You got to collect the money. And the last and most important step, you got to pay your partner their cut. So those are 6 steps, right? So here you are, you're a B&B Riches person, you do these 6 steps and you do it over and over and over. And every day, like if you did 3 calls yesterday, what does it mean? What do you do today? 4 calls. What do you do tomorrow? 5 calls. What do you do the next day? 6 calls or more. You get the idea. And when you do that many calls and you get a lot of contracts out and you start closing people and you start booking the place and you start collecting the money and you start paying your partner, guess what? You're starting to make money, right? And then you say to yourself, Bob, there's only so many calls in a day. I only can do 30 calls a day. Okay, good. Well, if you're doing 30 calls a day and you're making money, guess what? You can hire somebody. And guess what their accountability is? Oh, yeah. If that's all they're doing is calls, they got to do more. And then what do? You fill the next thing. Contracts out, then the next string close. So what I'm saying is every business has certain key indicators they call them KPIs, but I'm not going to get really technical here.
That's that
Okay.
MBA stuff. That's
I
how you got your
know.
street MBA.
Okay, I'm going to give the street MBA. Yeah, you got that right. So it's simple. You have different statistics or different functions you have to do to make money, and you staticize them. Because guess what? Every day they're staring you in the face. Oh crap. I can't do less. I can't close less than last week. I got to do more. And you press yourself and you get that lead. You're in a marathon. You got a quarter mile lead. You want to stretch it to half a mile. And
Right.
then
Because here's the fun part. Let me add this, because this is the fun
fire
part.
away, man.
Let
I'm
me give
good.
them the fun part.
Okay.
The thing snowballs though.
Yep.
Because you made 3 calls last week, and then you got to follow up with one of them the next week. Now you got 4 calls, so you got to follow up. All of a sudden, though, all of the deals start to come.
Yep.
Okay. And it multiplies. It immediately multiplies because it's the residuals. It's what you're doing. You're still doing the calls. You're still
Right.
talking to people and they're interested. Remember, you're converting people. This is easy stuff. We're going to get into that. This is easy stuff. You just say the script to them. This is why we're saying it's really just calling them. We can give you the script. You guys know the script. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly how to tell them the benefit of this, of how
Right.
letting you control their property and splitting it with them, no risk to them. And we're going to talk about even some bonus stuff you can do and offers you can make to them that really is of no risk to you at all.
Exactly.
You get to actually see how profitable the property is before you ever spend anything.
But but I think you're 1000% right. And I mean the main thing is it's good to have dreams, and you should. And it's good to have that the happy thought, which is good. You should have that. But at the end of the day, you have to go from theory and the theoretical to the practical. You have to translate what's in here out to the physical. You got to do that. And there's no better way than going, well, what do I have to do? I don't whether it's baking a cake. You know what I mean? You got, okay, let's get the ingredients. Let's mix the batter. Great. Check. Throw it in the oven. Check. Comes out of the oven. Step 3, check. Step 4, put the icing on the cake. Check. Right? Distribute the cake.
Right.
You know what I mean? Collect the money. There's these steps.
Yeah.
And you have to have accountability on every single step.
So let's go back to, because you were saying something and I don't want this to get lost because this is the lesson and we have a lot of people. So let me give you some success from this week. We have a lot of people that did it and I have a ton of students that are actually calling and emailing me, telling me that they have a ton of interested landlords. Okay.
Yeah.
They've got a ton of interested property owners. They have a ton, almost to the point where they're overwhelmed with how many they have, just because we're going to talk about, it's a great time to negotiate. So we'll get into that in a second, but they have this is not hard. This is very easy. People are interested in this. They know, they see what's coming. They're, oh my gosh, unemployment is going up. Oh my gosh, for foreclosures. Oh man, layoffs. There's going to be opportunities. And I don't say these things lightly, but these are your opportunities as a real estate investor to get control of properties and just start making money off properties you don't own.
Forbearance. Right. Forbearance.
Right.
Oh.
And people are afraid. Oh my gosh, what happens when my forbearance ends? Oh no.
Absolutely.
And so this is going to come out, and if you're doing these things, when this comes out, you're on a whole different side. This is how you just skyrocket, catapult to the top.
And by the way, if you're managing other people, okay, this is a key thing because there's a type of, when you're not statistically managing people, okay, whether it's they're in your, and by the way, a lot of people are now doing distance. They're running companies from a distance. And a lot of people are going, man, this is pretty good. I don't have to pay for my office rent anymore. You follow what I'm saying? Okay. So when you're managing across a long distance, okay, or even managing people in an office, I talk about there's certain people that talk a good game. They're talking, oh man, they got you sold, man. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. I got this call, that call, this call, blah, 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 blah. I call, I'm talking, they talk, You know, there's a statement in Texas. Great saying. He is all hat and no cattle. Oh my God, does that? I mean, that is. Think about that. The big old hat on, but you got no cattle, no cattle, right?
As a former person that lived in Dallas for over 8 years, I'm very familiar with
With
that
the
saying.
with
That
the
is
old
a
hat, no
very
cattle.
popular, yes, that is a very popular saying. I think I heard it within a week of moving to Dallas.
Well, exactly. And I'll tell you this. So in a setting where you're running people, you're managing people, there are people that can be referred to as a camouflaged hole. You don't know you got a hole in your business, but it's there. Okay. And that's where those statistics come in because you can trace it and you go, oh, the stats are up here, up here. Boom. Wow. The production line has stopped at this person because that's why you have those steps. It's like a production line. It's like when, Ford put together the Model T production line. Bing, 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 bing. And what happened is one of those areas would slow down and the production line would stop. That's why, again, I know I'm saying it. This is the 16th time I've said it, but this accountability and the way you can become you become accountable for yourself and others. Okay.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And so let's kind of get to really quick a breakdown when we say the accountability daily, weekly, monthly. Okay. Because, like I
Yep.
said, I have a ton of students that are finding success, but they're finding success because they created a routine of when they will call people, how many owners they're going to
Mm,
call. So it's a simple process. So let's walk people through it. There's a few that are, of course, this is a mastermind. So we have some high level people that already know and understand this, but I'll give a quick background. So there's a ton of websites that you can go on and find property owners that already
that's
raised
right.
their hand, said they want to rent it or sell it, and you just call them up and you offer to them to control the property, not own it, but just control the property, do a revenue share with them, put it on Airbnb, and you'll split the profits with them. So we have tons of students doing that, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, doing this. And or you don't even have to keep the property. We have another option for you. So say you call these sellers, and some of I've made a whole business, and they just flip them over to our company, New Res. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But either way, you could make money if you created this routine of calling sellers and seeing if they're interested in having their property controlled for Airbnb. And they don't have to do anything. And again, it's all kind of in the course. They know, how to explain the benefits of them where they don't have to take care of the property. They don't have to manage it. You'll handle it, or you have our company handle it, or whatever the situation is. So you're able to confidently call these people because you have a solution. So if they have a property that's furnished, a furnished apartment, for example, and Bob, I'll let you use this example because you found some great ones, just properties that have been sitting out there for days, furnished apartments, and they want to rent it. And you say, okay, I'll rent it from you, or let's do a co-hosting agreement. Let's do a revenue share. I'll list it, I'll get it done, and I'll split the profit with you. I can rent it. Prices are a little bit down right now. We'll talk about it, confidently. You could have said this 3 months ago, but let's even in downtime right now, all we're doing is lowering our prices. Now, again, I still have Airbnbs. We're still making money, just revenues are down. So you'll still make money. So instead of, what's the example, Bob? So instead of 140 a night,
Yeah. I
you're
mean,
only getting
I
95.
found that place, Noel, that was a gorgeous house. I mean, they got the sauna going on. They got the pool in the back. It was like a bedroom, gorgeous furnishings. They had a living room. They had it was all going on. Beautiful. And they had tried to rent this bad boy for like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, right? It was down to $1,150 a month. I'm telling you, you can walk in there and say, "Listen, would you like to make more than $1,150?" They go, "Yes, I would like. I'd like to make anything right now because I'm not making nothing." You know what I'm saying? So let's take that beautiful place, nice neighborhood, nice area. Let's say we could only move it for, let's say, $90. Okay, $90. That's $50 less than, right? And Noel, you've let's just take the 20% or the 30%, or not 20%, not 20%. Let's take 21 days. You want to work it on that? Is that a good example?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's just say 21 days times the $90. We're somewhere over $2,000, right? $2,000. So they're going to get half. They're going to get $1,000. You're going to get $1,000. But let's say the next month, as the coronavirus crap wears off, then you're doing $120 a night. Okay. So $120 a night times 21 is $2,540. Now that person's making over $1,200. And then 90 days from now, third month out, we're now in the hot, it's July, it's good. People are less worried about stuff. You're renting it for $130. We're still not anywhere near what this place would have made pre-corona. I mean, a place like that, I mean, this thing is like 4-star, right? 130 bucks. Now it's 130 bucks times 22 days because now more people are doing stuff. Now we're up to almost $2,800. They're making $1,400. You're making $1,400. And then the question is, sir or ma'am, would you like to continue on with this arrangement? Answer, yes. So that's a pretty good example of numbers.
It is. And here's the fun part. And you got that one person to do it. That's $1,400 off that one person. Yes. How easy if you to get 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just easy, low numbers. This is not, you don't need a ton of properties to make a lot of money. Okay. What's 1,400 times 5? What's that? Come on, you got 5 units now. Make a whole business out of it.
That's $7 grand. $7 grand.
Yeah.
$7 grand cold hard cash.
Yeah. Come on. Wow. You don't own any properties.
Right. You haven't had to furnish it. You haven't had to lease it. You haven't had to do anything. You're not. You just
found 5 phone owners with a furnished apartment, furnished condos. We have a ton of them. And these don't have to be luxury apartments. This is a thing. This is average properties, guys. That you're not looking for, this doesn't have to be a 5-star hotel. It doesn't. It's nice if they do, and if they're nice if they're in luxurious condos, but they don't have to be. That's what I'm saying. That condo you found, no, that's 150, 160 a night, even on a bad.
Absolutely. 100%. Completely.
Very average properties, guys. Very, very average properties. You don't have to go find the owners that own the Taj Mahal. Just regular condos, regular apartments, like the regular townhouses.
Noelle, you and I were talking about this today at the other, webinar. We were doing a whole bunch of people there. Mm-hmm. We were talking about, you have to take a look at the layout, what's happening now, because 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, the world was completely different, totally different. Okay.
Right.
So cash flow and money and making money for everybody is at a premium. And I'm just letting you know, if you have somebody who has several properties and they're furnished and they're not making any money, they are ready. You are their savior. You have to, and that's part of this thing is, you have to take a look at what are the circumstances and then design your steps based on those circumstances. Like in this case, the premium would be, I believe, Noelle, tell me if I'm not right. The premium here is make lots of calls. Don't screw around with anybody that's hemming or hawing. If you screw around with people that are hemming and hawing and you have to talk to them, the call is longer, less fruitful. Maybe you don't have closes. You see what I mean? So in this case, you take a look at your mathematics, you take a look at your 6 area of statistics, you go, I got to do a lot of calls because I want to have a lot of calls, and anybody who's even like, boom, gone. Next call. You see what I'm saying? So it's an evaluation. You may find that, boy, I want to make a lot of calls here because I'll end up making more closes at the 3rd step of the process. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So any questions about that? Because we have obviously our mastermind students. This is a very select and exclusive group that we allow actually live on the call here with us. And then we are live streaming this to our YouTube audience. So welcome to the YouTube audience. There's over 10,000 subscribers. But again, we have a small group, exclusive students doing a mastermind. I'm going to take their questions and we're going to answer. And then we also did allow the YouTube to send in questions, and we got a ton of questions texted to us. But luckily, a lot of them are kind of the same question. So we will just kind of, because you can, people will ask a ton of questions, you get hundreds, and then you can kind of just narrow them down because there are duplicates within the questions. But thank you. Shout out to you guys. Keep it coming. Like I said, I'm actually pretty happy that I'm afforded the time and the freedom and to share this with you guys and be a resource for you so you can make money and enjoy your life as well, and share your knowledge and become a mentor and an inspiration to other people as well. I feel like that's our duty in life. So this has a higher power for me. I'm not going to get religious on you guys, but seriously, I love helping, and I'm proud that I was able to find prosperity and success, financial success, as well as emotional success and other type of stuff. So that I could have the time and freedom to share this with you guys. And that is a blessing. And when you start taking and getting and grasping your financial prosperity, you can share it with others because it'll afford you the time. Okay. You have the time to do that and do what we do, because this is kind of fun for us.
Absolutely.
To your success always. All right. So let's get going with some of the questions. Oh my gosh. All right. So where are the best places to look for furnished properties? I actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the question on, there's a whiteboard I think I can do. Is there a way I could do a whiteboard so that you guys can see the question that I'm answering and that we're talking through, or do I just have to type? I think I have to write it.
I think you're gonna have to write it because
All right, so I'm actually going to write it, and I'll let you start, Bob, because you found a really nice one for free, and we have a ton of students finding them for free. So I'm going to write, and then Bob's going to.
This is a really good one because that's actually the first question I had. Somebody came at me with. It's great, Bob. Great idea. Do you have a list? Guess what? You don't even need a list because all you have to do is one example is get onto Zillow. Zillow, which is a site that people post their houses on, whether to sell or rent. So you're going to want to go on Zillow. You're going to want to pick an area. Now, this is where you just got to be a little bit smart. You got to pick an area where, it could be like Clearwater area. Clearwater is where I live, actually Palm Harbor, but Clearwater has Clearwater Beach. And then there's Clearwater because it's divided by Clearwater Bay. All right. So there's certain zones or zip codes that you want to use, and you pick those little zip codes, and then you put in the price. And what I did actually was I put in the lowest price, okay, what people were asking for, and I put in the zip codes I knew were good, and then I put in furnished. Okay. And then whoop, they came all organized perfectly. And what did I do? I just rolled down the list. Oh, that's 46 days. Let me take a look at this one. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Then I went down. I didn't even look at places that had just been posted. I could care less because there's no pain yet for them. Because folks, let me just say it. Be real here. In fact, I learned this from one of my celebrities, Kevin Harrington, Shark Tank star. There ain't no sale if there ain't no pain. Okay, so you gotta find the pain point and kind of accentuate the pain point. So you want to find somebody who's in pain already. So I just went down and okay, this person's been this property is there for 86 days. This property is there for 52 days. Oh, this property is there for 18 months. I mean, when it gets too long, there obviously got to be something really wrong going on. So that's the thing is I literally went to Zillow. I identified the location that I wanted. I had it flipped to the cheapest, the most least expensive, and then I just rolled down and looked at the people with the biggest pain. And then I looked at what their property was all about. And you know something, if I'm on a phone, I got my little headset going on. I got Zillow here. I got a screen over here. I'm just rolling down the thing. You're calling up. Listen, I understand. It looks like, has your property actually really been, on the market for 86 months, 86 weeks, 86 days? And they go, yeah, 86 days. Wow, 86 days. That sucks. Is it because of the coronavirus? I'm making them feel the pain. They go, oh yeah, oh my God. Says, do you live in another place? Well, yeah, actually, I live in another place. I got to do something with this property. Okay, all right. So $1,200, is that your number? Is that what you really need to make? Oh yeah, I can't go lower. Okay. Why can't you go lower? Because I got a mortgage. You got to make them feel the pain, right? And say, listen, let me ask you a question. If I showed you how you could make more money, and I show you in the next 60 days, would that be of interest? Man, bang, 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 bang. Yes. Now, if they say, I don't know, boom, says, oh, well, you're not interested in making more. Okay, well, listen, sorry I bothered you. Have a great day. You know, next. So that would be an example. Zillow is a great example.
And we've called tons of them. So you have Zillow, Trulia, uh, Craigslist, Hot Pads. I could go on and on. Obviously, the students that have the entire course have all of the resources and all the websites and the script. But Bob gave you the script there, right there for free. All of those who are listening on YouTube, that's the conversation. You don't necessarily have to be very scripted. You
No.
kind of want it to be very conversational. You want to be a resource. You want to help and say that you're here to help and this is what you do. And let them know. And like he said, most people actually are going to be interested. And that's how you ask the question. He gave you the perfect way to say it. Would you be interested in that? If I could show you a way to make more money, I mean, come on. Would you
Yeah.
be interested? Most people, who would say, no, 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 no. Gosh, no, not interested in that. No.
And you may even
You've
discover
heard us
right
say yes.
there, you'll discover if the person isn't interested, well, then you already know, oh, that's why it's sitting there for 86 days.
Right.
Because the person doesn't have the intention to make it happen. Because
Right.
what you really want to do is you want your intention and that person's intention to merge.
Yep.
You want to cooperate together,
Yep.
cooperate. Okay. That's what
And
you want.
even those guys, even those tough guys, let me tell you what you do because you know Noelle, I close all of them. That's just what I do. If I want to close you, you're getting closed. And so if I want this property, here's what you say at the end.
All right, talk to me.
Okay. Lock my number in.
Oh,
Call
that's
me
so
back.
good. Oh,
Lock
that's
my
that.
number in. Call me back. I really want to do this with you. I really want to work a deal with you. I totally respect what you're doing. I'm not
Oh,
gonna do.
that's brilliant.
I'm
I
not gonna
love
diss them.
that.
Sure, go ahead, keep trying. It's been 86 days. I remember you've already given them. You gave them the play. You already hit all their pain points. Oh, it's been 86 days. Oh, coronavirus. Oh, you've already said that. So now you can just kind of close out and leave them with, hey, you just keep going on and doing that path. I'll be over here with the
I love
solution to
that.
your problem.
I
Lock
love
my
that.
number in,
I love that. That
and
is
they call you back. And that's why I said it snowballs, because you had the calls that you were making that you didn't convert them, but they call you back if you
see
tell
that
them to. If you tell them to, and I tell them to, you call me back.
that's genius move. I think that is a genius. I love that move. And you know something, Noel, that's why you have a mastermind, because each person has their own pieces of technology that works for them, and you talk back and forth. I didn't even think of that. That's brilliant stuff. I'm going to use that in my celebrity stuff. No, I'm not kidding. I'm lock me.
We get a ton of callbacks. Remember, I mean, here's the truth of the
No, that's
matter is
smart.
we don't mentor everyone. I don't mentor everyone. This is a select group on the call. There's Noelle is one person. And so if true mentorship requires a lot of one-on-one or requires a lot of time. So I cannot mentor everyone. And so there are people though that I'm like, they would do well with mentorship and they're going to be really successful. And sometimes I can see that in them and they can't see it in themselves. But if I say, you call me back, you think about, some of them aren't, they're not ready. Most of them are, but every now and then they're like, I got to talk to my husband. I got to look at that. All
Well,
right. Call me back.
everybody had that is a great move. Sometimes I'm maybe a little impatient, but that's me. But I love that because that can soften the exit. That's why I really like that. That can actually
And it
soften the
doesn't,
exit.
and you don't spend a lot of time, but you're right to end it quickly. There's no need to keep trying to convince these people because you have a list of people. And I'm telling you, you get a lot of people that are going to bite. Yes, you have to make a lot of calls, in the beginning, but it'll snowball. And the calls that you had from last week, people will start to call you back in a couple of weeks and it will snowball for you. But if you're consistent with the routine, Bob, you nailed it with the accountability. You have to have your routine. How many calls are you making each day, each week, or each month? All of the above. And being accountable. I made 5 calls. I made 3 or 2, whatever you commit to yourself to do, and then do it.
You know, there's a great sales guy, Grant Cardone. He said, if you're not sending the offer, why bother? He's always talked about you gotta get that paper. You got to get that offer from you to the prospect. So that's why you get that contract out. You talk to the people, you get the paper out, get those offers out. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You've done them a disservice. Remember, you have the answer to their problem. Sometimes they may be too stubborn to even realize that you could actually help them make more money than what they're thinking about with less hassle.
And they've already lost money.
And they're already losing. Right.
They've been at it for 86 days, this one house.
Right.
86 days. I'm going, how is this possible?
Right.
You know, you almost have to say, listen, you're killing yourself. Right. Just stand over here. We're going to put you in timeout. We're going to put you in financial timeout. And let me go ahead and take over and get you some money.
And I'm going to tell you the win. I'm going to tell you the real win too. When you freaking take the property over in 3 days, money's coming in and you show them, bing. See that?
Oh God, yes. That is so right. Oh, we got a question here. Talk at us here.
All right. Can you read it?
Bringing a contract does tend to, I missed a little. Oh, I can't see the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here, bringing a contract does tend to make a huge difference when the offer is right in front of them. No question, Brittany.
No question. Great point, Brittany. And you're right. And I know from your experience that you have positive where you make an offer. Again, you've done them the disservice not to make them an offer. Hey, I can help. Hey, here's how I can help. Hey, $1,500, $1,300. Make them an offer.
I know we have some master students in here. I'd love to see if anybody else has some thoughts and give us some ideas on this. I'd love to hear if anybody has, hey, just throw out some ideas, what's been successful for you. I'd love to see some ideas like, Brittany, if you have some ideas, Jasmine, Chantal, I'd love to hear some other ideas. Mike, that'd be very, very, very good. Or not.
Yeah, just raise your hand. Let us know. Put it in the chat and I'll unmute you. Guy, it's a great point. We have another live question. Sorry, that was texted. That was just texted in. Okay, so we have this YouTube 10,000 subscribers. So we have a text number. Okay, so the next question was, is new res, because we got to talk about this really quickly because I think this is a really awesome opportunity that people are going to want to know more about. Is new res, the company that we own, continuing to accumulate properties during this time, or are things on hold?
Well, I could step up into what I'm talking about. Because you have a unique situation. Now we could run out and lock up a bunch of agreements, you know what I mean, right now. And we could do that. We could lock up agreements, but right now we don't know where the market floor is. We don't know where the floor is. It's going to drop further? Is it going to be up and down? So this is not the time to put risk up. Okay, did you hear me? Am I good? Nope.
No. Oh, sorry, Robert.
Yeah. I heard.
We'll let Robert talk. No, that was you. Sorry.
That was me. Okay, I heard an echo.
Yeah.
So at any rate, so this is not the time to lock up and and lock in risk, because you don't have to. And let me say that again. The time to lock up is not when you don't have to. Okay. Right now, the people you're talking to, if you're talking to the people I'm talking about, furnished place, haven't rented in 86 days, they got no leverage. There is zero. So the question is should you run around and lock up a bunch of places? Well, why? You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the answer is yes, New Res can do these things. And we are reaching out and we're looking for properties, but we're not going to be silly enough to lock up properties right now because the floor might be less. Why?
Right. Prices are going lower and lower. 2 weeks ago. So imagine if we did lock up a property a month ago and now we would have lost $500 per unit, literally, because we have people call back with an even better deal. So this is it. So this is here. And here's another thing too, that we're really clear. Remember, we have a fiduciary duty to our shareholders. We have a lot of investors that have entrusted us with their funds. And so we're going to be really smart with what we do with our investor funds. And we are going to stretch those dollars as far so that our profits are as big as they can possibly be for our investors and our shareholders, and so that their dividends and their returns are as large as they can be. So we are, there's no way we would do that to our investors.
That would be that would be malpractice.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they yank my licenses for sure.
and once again, as an example, you know, we have a standing agreement to start working with this giant timeshare company. I just talked to the guy yesterday. He knows exactly what the situation. He says, "No problem, Bob. Let's find out what the floor is, and then we'll go from there." And he's like, and I mean, the guy's been involved in business for 20 years, so he knows the situation. So here's when you don't lock in. When you have a yo-yo going on or a roller coaster, you never lock in. You just don't. You wait till it starts going, particularly when the seller, who is the person that has the property, has no leverage. I mean, they got zero leverage. In this case, we're talking about a situation where we have somebody or someone who has a property they've been trying to move for a long time. It's not moving, and it got worse. It got worse. You follow what I'm saying? Things are worse now than 86 days ago when they first. I would love to. You know something, Noelle? I'm gonna look back in and look at Zillow to see if they show the progression of the price dropping. Do they do that on Zillow?
Yes, they do. And so here's the funny part. And another thing, what I'm saying, this is a great lesson. This is a great question. This is a great question because we're going to teach you something. This is like MBA level in like 1 minute. Okay. I'm going to give you a super great lesson here. Okay. So please listen. The prices, we know, plummeted really quickly. Okay. As things in the crisis, in a recession, the prices will just plummet, and then they'll stay low, or they'll keep going down. They'll plummet, and then they'll just tick, tick, tick all the way down. But it's this plummet. But when they go back up, they will not just skyrocket back up. So there's no risk in it on our part waiting and to continue the negotiation.
That is so right. Boy, oh boy.
Because we know economics, we know supply, demand, we have this knowledge. And so just a quick thing, just know that. We know that cycle. We know economics.
Yeah, that makes that. That's your MBA creeping in here, isn't it, huh? Yeah, she has an MBA, that's right. She has a master's at Penn State, and she's got a degree from UConn. That's a lot. That's 3 more than I do. I'm just a submarine dude.
You still kick my butt. Numbers-wise.
No. Sorry. But that, once again, what you're talking about is a V graph. And in very few things in life do you have a V graph. Very few.
Right.
And that's probably, I mean, I remember you telling me in 2009, you were killing it because you waited to the bottom hit. And go ahead, and you just waited it out.
Right. It'll go and it'll just creep back up very slowly, very, very slowly. Like it'll go down really fast, days, and then it'll just kind of creep back up as the economy, as people come back into the market, as people start to travel again, as people start to do business again, as vacation opens up, as states open up. They'll gradually do this. So we will just watch and make we will make the best decision for what the market's giving us.
That makes a ton of sense. That makes a ton. And that's what you did. I mean, this is not like, wow, I think this is right. I mean, that's what you did. And I remember that's pretty interesting because here in Florida, believe you me, I mean, the properties just went zoom. It was like, and it took a while. It took 4 years actually to climb. Now, hopefully it's not going to take 4 years here, but you know something? We're not locking in on leases and buying stuff when the thing's going down, because we don't know, is it going to go down further? Because, I mean, one of the things, Noelle, tell me about how forbearance could potentially affect this whole rent, this whole what tell me about
Oh, this is
forbearance.
going to be,
And some people may not
uh,
know that term.
they
So
don't. And so
okay.
this is an amazing thing that we will leverage and that others should leverage. And we'll even help people and tell them how they can get one should they need it. Okay. So right now, obviously, and hopefully I spelled that right. We
Close
have
enough.
the opportunity where you can suspend your payments on most things, especially on mortgages. On probably 95% of all the mortgages, you could have the payments put in forbearance and suspend the payments for 4 months. Okay. And because of the you don't have to do anything and they can't report you late on your credit report, they have to, due to this economic disaster that's been declared, they have to do this. And on the most part, you can get your credit cards, you can get personal loans, pretty much almost everything they're offering forbearance. Okay. Or in extending the payments out, you don't make the payments for 3 or 4 months, then they extend it, put them on the end. Okay. That's what they're doing in most cases. The mortgage is a little bit different though, because there's no actual thing that they can't just ask you for all of the money at the end of it. However, we know from experience they probably will. And so we can help people get these forbearances and still help them still get the properties, because we can help at the end. Okay. So say, for example, they
Mm,
do, they don't recover. You have New Res. Okay. And some of you guys know and understand how New Res has money and has capital to get properties. And even if we had to maybe pay some of the back payments to get the property, we may do that. And we're
right.
capitalized enough to do that. And so there's such an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. I was listening. Go ahead. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
there's
what
such an
to.
opportunity. So the forbearance, people should take advantage of it, and we're helping. And then what's great about it is it's very much like 2009, 2010. Okay, because these are probably going to lead to modifications. Okay, mortgage modifications. And again, people not able to make their mortgage payments. The house isn't a problem, the mortgage is.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think, probably this is why I started this whole call talking about for what are the steps, the key indicators you got to do. Okay. And that call step is vital because if I was to pick my ideal person to talk to right now, it would be somebody who owns multiple properties. They live in one. They've got one, two, three other properties
Yeah.
furnished, and they are hosed, man. They are hosed. And you call them up, listen, hey, let me handle this for you. Because guess what? If they have properties they're not living in, typically they have a property management group that's supposed to be moving the property. Well, clearly they failed. They failed. They're
Right.
not getting the job done. So you're coming in there, saying, listen, I want to come in here. Give me 60 days. Give me 60 days to show you what I can do. And I'll show you. And man, I'm telling you, in about 3 months, when those forbearances start going click, 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 you are going to be that. So why do all those contacts?
Right. They're going to
Why?
be calling you back. Remember, the
Yeah, I
forbearance
lock them in.
ends.
You're going to lock them in.
Yeah,
I love
now
that.
they have your number. Now your
Yeah.
phone is ringing. You made those calls and now your phone is ringing. You make those calls out and you start off making the calls outward. They do come back to you too.
I tell you that lock it in. I tell you, I keep on. That is such a brilliant move.
Oh,
I
you gotta
swear to
lock me
God,
in. And I'm gonna text you.
man.
And I'm gonna text you.
Oh,
I'm gonna
oh,
lock me in and then I'm gonna text you. Hey, this is Noelle.
yeah. You just go down your phone, right? Just remind. Hey,
Yep.
you still screwed? I know
Yep.
you're not. See,
Right.
you're nice.
Yeah.
You're not going to say
Right.
that. Hey,
Right. But
how's
it's
it
like knock
going?
knock. Hey, still here?
Are you in the
Still
106th
here?
day
And I'm
now?
telling you, you pick up properties like bam, 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 bam,
Oh
bam.
man, I'm telling you, that. That's good stuff, man.
And it
That's
comes
good
right
stuff.
back because you're making money. So I love it. Okay, so the next question. This is a good one. So, what do you recommend I do to get some bookings on my Airbnbs at this time? Okay, so this person has some Airbnbs, probably not a lot, maybe just a few, maybe one or two. Got some people just getting started, and bam, they were hit with this. Think about that. There were people that had just got it started in their Airbnb. Say they got started in January or February. Good God, could you imagine? Could
Oh,
you imagine?
what's
Okay, let's just go this nightmare situation. Doomsday, because I'm still making money on my Airbnbs, and I'll tell you how.
okay.
So this doomsday, you started, and then coronavirus hit. Oh no, what do you do? Let's talk about how you can get some bookings.
Talk to me.
How do you
Talk
get
to
some
me.
bookings?
Talk
Everybody
to me.
knows we're only traveling. Again, let's think. Who's still traveling? Only people that absolutely have to, right?
That's
Right?
true.
Could you, right? If they have to. I gotta go here for work. I gotta go. So how do you
Wow.
get those people? Because now they have to. This is a need. They don't really, they only got, and they got a ton of inventory. Remember, you got a ton of inventory.
That's the pain
Supply,
point. The
that's the
pain
pain
point.
point. Supply is
Yep.
way up. Even on you as the Airbnb owner now, you know supply is up. And you know demand is down. Demand is down. So what does price need to be? Down.
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 This is all about price. Okay. And you got to have a very aggressive pricing strategy. You need to be going in there every single day and pricing and changing the price and running and upping the price and lowering the price, changing the price constantly to get that your property booked. Of course, you got to have the regular stuff. You got to have great pictures going, got to have clean. You have to have updated your listing. It should now say, okay, remember this coronavirus time, you have to update your listing to say that you sanitize your property. I even suggest putting a picture of just a picture that says property is sanitized, you know, or something like that. So people know when they're scrolling through the pictures and they see the picture of the beautiful kitchen, the next picture may say sanitize. And then you see another picture of the living room, sanitize the next picture. So you want to start hitting on the pain points because they need to. They need to. So you got to give them a reason. So the price has to be low and your property has to be good. So you got to make your property one of the best. You got to make one of your properties one of the best. You have to incentivize them. What are you going to give them for free? What can you throw in? What comes with your property? Snacks, Netflix, what are you giving them? What's the bonuses? Can you give them a free night? And if they do 3 nights, you get 1 free? Start thinking, marketing.
I like that. I like that a lot. For sure.
Yeah, you just go back to your marketing toolbox. And so people, and of course, they kind of know some of that marketing and some of your marketing techniques and how to get the word out. But it's the same thing. But you're going to have to get a little bit aggressive. But the thing is really going to come down so much to price. So much to price. So here's what we did. And I'm going to give you some numbers to back up what I'm saying. So we have some properties. And the average right now on Airbnb is 37%. So say you got 100 units. That's only 37% of the time. And so you got but most of the thing, a lot of people didn't come down enough on their price. People don't want to come off on their price, but I'm telling you, the lower your price, the more your occupancy will be up. You will book more nights. You'll make up the difference, okay? You will make up the difference by booking nights. This is all about nights now. Get some bookings, get bookings. Lower your price and get some bookings. Lower the price to whatever you need to lower it to get some bookings. So if usually you'd be charging, 75, you might be down to 62. You might go down to 55.
Run it out. Well, you run it out. If you go, you do the 55 and you run it out to 70%.
Right.
Now you're making 70 times.
Right. Now you're back to 21 nights instead of keeping it at 75 and only getting 3 nights.
Right. So it's $1,000 versus, $250.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And this is what we did with our properties, and we saw we had more occupancy. We had our occupancy up. It's probably around 70 right now, which is not great, but it's killing, more than double what Airbnb has now on the entire platform. And so instead of making, usually I think on the because we have different profiles set up, I think that one showed like $6,600. But if we'd have done it their way, it would have been like $2,800 through all the properties that we had. And so you got to focus on getting some nice books and lowering the price. So hopefully that answers that one. What any others marketing type of stuff you got? Because you're the king of marketing,
No, that's really good stuff. The main thing here is you got to set yourself apart and be different. And there's no question there. You can't be a commodity. I got one bedroom, I got a bath and a kitchen. You show 3 pictures. No. You got to stage it properly. You got to make this. I love the thing about the standards. Can you imagine having a picture of somebody, doing this, blowing that fog? Oh, look, I'm sanitizing my property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all those little extras, man, it drives that price up. And
taking a picture showing that you have sanitizer at the place available for them.
Oh, that's good
I'm
too.
telling you. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
have
that's
your
what we
little
did.
stack of masks there and the little.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's
Exactly. That's what we
fantastic.
did. Giving the people what they want, just going above and beyond. And of course, besides having just property pictures of your property, having pictures of what's around, so they can get out and walk and see that they can walk and be free in the area of where your place is, if the area surrounding it is nice.
Let me ask you a question, Noel, real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously you're talking about people that the people traveling now are most likely going to be folks like in the military. They move around or business.
We're
I
getting some
mean,
good stays. They're staying for a longer time. They're
yeah,
booking
that's
more nights.
absolutely. Do you say, listen, this is our business special, or in your staging, do you actually come right out? Listen, we like working with business people. Or do you ever do that? Is that
Yes,
something?
absolutely, absolutely. The CARES program, or those, you change the listing to say, CARES discount, ask about the CARES discount, because that's another thing too. You want them to start engaging. So instead of just putting a discount on your listing, you put it in the listing to ask me, like message me for a discount. Because now once you've
Oh,
messaged me, I got you. I can sweet talk you. Come on, let's book.
oh,
I
that
got
that see, that's really good. So you get that. That's a perfect hook to get the conversation
Yep.
going.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah. So
man,
on your listing, you literally change it. So the discount, like you said, a great discount, military cares. I think we put cares,
right.
and it said, message us for a discount.
Yep, that makes total sense. That's perfect. Wow.
Yep. Yep. Because
Are you
inquiries
are
are
you
up.
recording this?
People are on the platform. What's funny is a lot of people are still on Airbnb looking. When this thing breaks, they want to travel. People are looking like crazy. It's funny that is still getting millions of hits per day. Like the traffic to Airbnb has not died. It's just the bookings. People aren't really pulling the trigger necessarily. So you just got to push them. But they're still on that website looking. Seriously.
Hey, is this recorded? This is going to be
Yes.
on your YouTube, man.
Yes. Yes, it will
Oh
be.
man, man, man,
Yeah.
man, man. So, folks, just by the way, I'm sure you'll put this up here. Man, you gotta get a hold of Noelle and this B&B Riches thing she's doing. It is like crazy. I mean, honestly, you got to get. I would say everybody, whether
I'll
you do
share the
any.
screen. I'll
Oh,
share
I
the
mean, I mean,
screen.
honestly, whether they do anything with us, I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got to get cash flow, more cash flow from different things. You know what I
Right.
mean? And this is certainly one way to get cash flow. And listen, you get one property, you're making $1,400. I don't know how many people would, go, 1,400 bucks. I'd rather have a sharp stick in the eye. I don't think they're saying that. I think they're
Right.
saying, I'll take the 1,400 bucks, please. Help me get one property. And by the way, this stuff is fast, man. You can learn it fast and get operational fast. And her scripts are unbelievable. I'm just saying.
And it works. And like I said, we have a lot of students locking up properties, and we have a lot of students. So people, one of the last questions that we had that was asked by a ton of people is, how do I get involved with Airbnb without owning property? So we got that question over and over and over again. So we're telling you the steps. Step one is just find people that have already raised their hand. I'm giving this away. You can get the whole course and get all of it, but the framework is there. All you're doing, and I'm just telling you the secret for free. You call people that have a property, already raised their hand and listed it for rent or for sale. And they already said, and especially for rent. And you can find these people. We told you for free, Zillow, Craigslist, blah, blah, blah. There's tons of places, free website, won't cost you a penny. Okay. That's step two. You get them into a revenue share. You don't even have to actually get into a lease with them. You do
No,
not. That's
no,
an
you don't.
option. If you want to, if you're there in your business and that's what you want, you can do that. Or you could do a revenue share with them. You could even do a trial and say, hey, let's do this for 90 days. Let's just write up an agreement and do this for 90 days. And this is what I give you in the course, but I'm telling you the plan. You can just do
And
it.
you give them you give them a cutout clause that they can back up, and any time, 14-day notice, because you don't want them to say 2 days notice. So you got somebody coming in to stay.
Right.
That's why you got to put something there. But that's exactly right. This is just you. You have people right now that have homes that are 4 or 5, 4 bedrooms. They're 50 years old. The kids are gone. They've got extra rooms. Guess what? Help them make money, because that's really how Airbnb started in the first place. It was renting rooms, renting mattresses, really. But
Right.
at any rate, so
And so when you have all of these other platforms, so it's not just Airbnb, just so those of obviously this is something that you can do with other platforms, but you do not have to own properties. And those are the steps we gave them to you. And we've even broken down and we really dive deep. We gave you a lot. I know it was a lot to unpack, but it goes back to, those of this, because this is a mastermind. So these people already have the course, they're working on it. They are getting success. We got students coming in, they're getting properties, they got stuff going. Okay.
Yep.
But it starts with setting your routines, being accountable, and making those calls.
Absolutely.
Okay? Calling these people, calling them up, and making this offer to them. There's so many of them that are open to it. You just have to actually call them.
Well, I'm glad we were able to do this. We wanted to give 60 more minutes of value, and I want to thank you. I'm the one that recruited you to do this again, Noelle. But so real quick, they go to just bnbriches.com. How's this work?
That's it. So if they're interested, bnbriches.com is the website that they would go to. We have it on special right now. And if you wanted to even email, you can. If you could call our office if you need a payment plan or something like that. The office number is 888-479-4542. Again, my office, if you needed something additional, if you have questions, if you have a question like I want to buy it, but I just have a question, you can call the office. Glad to answer your question. But in order to make sure that you get the price and you don't pay extra or anything like that, please leave your full name, address, the time, and then your billing address so that we can get you locked in, because we don't want people to call, 2-3 weeks from now and still get the deal. But you can call the office. Any questions that you have, of course, it's 888-479-4542. That's Noelle Randall, and that's my office. I have a team of people that can help answer your questions. We have a lot of successful entrepreneurs. We have a lot of great partnerships with great entrepreneurs like Bob Safale, a lot of great relationships with celebrities like Kevin Harrington and other former Shark Tank members. Things are really going well, and we want to share our success, and we want to share what we're doing with you guys and help you guys through your journey, working on the activities. We've been where you are. I can say that as well. We've been where you are, listening and learning, and this is how we got successful. Someone told it to us, and now we're telling it to you, sharing our gifts. And we will hope that you will do the same and be successful and share what you learned, because that's how we'll all build each other up. So I think I'm going to close out on that note. Thank you guys. It's been wonderful. Hopefully we got everyone's questions answered. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.